this clip has gone viral and has somewhat derailed some of the love that Doechii was getting from the internet. And it's really unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. It's really fucking unfortunate how this one video clip has somewhat damaged a whole, I think, a pretty flawless promotional run in terms of pushing her out there. I think it's been pretty well done, this whole Doechii rebrand and push, you know, marketing budget and whatever else has been going on. It's pretty nice to see, especially when it just comes to optics, because usually I don't think optics wise, I can't remember the last time we've had somebody push this hard by the industry that was Doechii's complexion, you know, like a black girl, like not mixed race, not light skinned, not like nothing, just black. It's really uncommon. So I like it from a purely visual point of view to see someone like her being pushed by the industry. Like, hey, here's a button, bang, and they're fucking letting her go out of here. But I guess with that, it's coming some unwanted attention from people who I think are just fed up of seeing her, which I think is okay. I think it's perfectly okay to be fed up of seeing Doechii's face because she's been really pushed down your throats. It's kind of feeling a little bit like what they did with Megan Thee Stallion. The only good thing about Doechii in this situation is I think she's considerably way more likable than Megan Thee Stallion, and she's also makes better music. So I think eventually it'll be okay. Like, same thing with Lizzo. I think Lizzo does a good job of like cancelling herself and being a little bit annoying, but I think the talent is just a talent. So eventually you're gonna get there anyway because the music is just too good to deny. So I think she'll be fine. But this unfortunate incident went viral where she sits down with her friend, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or DJ, sorry, to do a Hot Ones challenge and, you know, guess one of her icks or red flags when it comes to men. And the answer upset a lot of people on the internet.
Okay, what's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer.
Is it close enough?
Are you want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste?
Oh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me.
That is a good one.
Like,
but that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I put.
you don't listen to Michael Jackson? But okay.
Okay, this is a huge red flag for me.
All right. You know what's so crazy? I was gonna say men. I was gonna say
you already
men.
know. Like, I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So technically, because my mind was already there, I don't think I deserve to eat a wing.
I think you do, friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, always go with your gut instinct.
I think you need more sauce.
So you get it. You get the point, right? Everyone was upset because she said one of her red flags, one of her icks, is straight men, which I think is funny, to be fair. I think it's really funny. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a problem with it. As a resident straight man, as your de facto straight man spokesperson, I don't fucking care. I really, oh no, did it block me? I think it might block me. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it did block me, but I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Let me know in the stream chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is it okay? But I think I might have got blocked. I think the video got claimed. I think the video might have got claimed. We detected info. Let me just click this quickly here. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think you can hear me, right? Cool. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Audio is fine. Can you see me though? Can you see me? Am I moving? Am I moving? Am I moving? Am I moving? Okay, cool. Brilliant. Big up everybody. Cool. Sound is fine. Okay. Big up Don Dota. Big up Toby Moss. Big up Thomas Hoying. Big up Asada Z's. Big up Mr. Studio Girl. Okay, cool. We're here. Okay, we're back. Okay, cool. As your resident straight man, I don't have a problem with what she said. I don't have an issue with it whatsoever. I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone's preference is their preference. I think some of the backlash from the internet has been a bit overblown, but I think some of the backlash is mostly a reaction. It's just a reaction mostly to her and the constant pushing of her down our throats. No pause. I think that's the reason. I don't think people are really that pissed off about her preference for in terms of dating, because I think the guys that she'll be into know what the deal was when it comes to Doechii, and I think the guys that don't like her, don't like her, and she won't be into them anyway. So it doesn't really fucking matter. The only problem that I have with this is that this is just like, there's a lot of like double standards. That's what I don't like. Because I feel like if I stood there, or if a male artist stood there, especially a black male artist, and had a screen on their, had a board that said one of their big red flags or turnoffs is black women, the internet would explode, right? The internet would fucking explode, which I don't think is fair. Because if you want to denigrate straight men in this way, do it because it's your preference and it's a funny thing. But then we should all be able to do it across the board. But that's not the case. For whatever reason, you see a lot on the internet, especially with interracial relationships. I don't know why. I think I see a lot on the internet, especially with interracial shit. You see a black woman you see a black woman with some rich white guy, and all the comments are like, yes, queen, go get the bag, secure the bag, amazing. Booked and busy, all this regard. Yes. You see a black athlete with a very white female, and the comment sections are fucking calling him a coon, a sellout, look at his bum, blah, 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 blah. Whereas I think in general, dating preferences by our race in general are really weird. People that only date people based on their race is very, 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 very puzzling. But if you do so, congrats to you and good luck, and hopefully you find somebody that's love of your life. But I've never understood why people have such weird opinions and they flip-flop depending on who does it, depending on the gender. That's the only problem. So I have no issue with Doechii saying what she's saying. If she's primarily into bisexual men, if she likes queer men, if she wants her straight guy to be less heteronormative or cisgendered, whatever those things are, cool. Find them. Those guys exist. They're out there. But it's just this idea that if a straight guy was to sit there and just have a screen up that said, I don't know, I'm not a fan of like queer women, for instance, right? The internet would fucking explode. You know? That's the really interesting side about it. And maybe it lies on the side of, maybe it's kind of rooted in this whole like strange thing that exists online, where I think women are kind of allowed to, I feel like, anyway, in my opinion, I feel as if like straight women are probably allowed to maybe explore their sexuality a lot more in terms of flicking in between, which was no pun intended, in terms of what they go for. But I think straight guys can't really. Like if a straight guy tries to explore their sexuality, they basically get told they're gay. Like, even by gay guys. Even a gay guy will tell you, if you're a dude that may have experimented or dabbled in some things, they'll be like, nah, you're not bisexual, you're just gay. It's like, you're not queer, you're just gay. It's like, why can girls do that then? And like, you know what I mean? It's just like, what's this going on there? So that's the whole quagmire of this situation. But I think it's primarily rooted in there being way too much push with Doechii, which I think is one of the negatives of getting in market. It's one of the drawbacks of having the industry push you and having big record label money behind you. This is one of the negatives, because you get pushed down people's throats and then people just start hating you because you're just too omnipresent. Not because of really anything more deep than that, because this wouldn't really matter if she wasn't industry pushed. Because she's industry pushed, she gets on pop base, you know? She gets on certain platforms, and now suddenly it's getting pushed into your face and you're being confronted with something that you probably didn't need to get confronted with, and all of a sudden you hate her because of a preference, when it's just a preference really. Now, do I think it's weird to date people based on sort of preference? Yes. But again, can I blame her because of her life experiences? No. Maybe there's a reason why she does, think this way. Where maybe that, that men in general are the enemy, especially straight men, which is odd as well, because I don't think a lot of women will be happy if they found out that their guy that they're dating, that's meant to be straight, was also dabbling in like, batting for the other side. I don't think they'd be too happy about it. But I think what women are trying to say, if I could, decipher it, is that they want a guy that's like not creeped out if they're watching like RuPaul's Drag Race, right? Because there are some guys who are just like so straight, even the mere presence of a gay man is going to send them into some sort of like epileptic fit. So I think that's what maybe some girls are saying. Like, please don't give me like a straight dude that is like uncomfortable with watching straight men kiss on a movie, or will turn the other way if they see a straight man like you see a gay couple hugging each other, or they're going to start barfing, or they're going to start talking about Jesus and all this malarkey, and like maybe that's what they mean. They want a straight guy that's like a little bit more open-minded, whatever it may be. But I still think, maybe just say it that way, Maybe don't just denigrate a whole slew of people. I don't buy this whole idea that, all her straight male fans are going to be up. It's like, bro, come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be fucking serious for one moment. Like, let's be serious for fucking one moment. Most of Doechii's fans aren't straight. Let's be fucking real. Number one. Number two, of the ones that are straight, they're probably open-minded and they don't fucking care, Let's be fucking real. Like, the hetero guys that she's like trying to, signal away. Because I also think maybe this is a ploy to kind of make sure that she kind of filters out some of the people that she doesn't want at her shows because she's signed to TDE. Maybe there's a feeling that because TDE is mostly guys, and you'd imagine hetero dudes. Maybe there's a feeling she doesn't want some of those guys to get involved in her stuff, So she's kind of just be like, hey, by the way, I don't like straight men, that kind of thing. Maybe that's a whole. But after I saw this video clip, I was starting to think to myself, maybe she's got a point. Because I saw this clip on fucking Shade Bar. And I thought to myself, maybe she has a point for not liking straight men because look at this nonsense. So maybe this is what she's talking about when she says, like, no straight men, because this is so weird. This is like what? Are you that like Bob? Are you that do you have that such fragile, is your masculinity so fragile that the long eyelashes thing makes you feel like a girl, makes you feel like a FAG? So now you decide to like trim off your eyelashes so you can look like more of a man. Like, do you know how insane that is? That is wild that guys now don't want to have eyelashes. So maybe Doechii has a point. Maybe Doechii has a point that, straight men have these weird constructs in their head about what is deemed to be like masculine, what isn't masculine. And for some reason, I guess eyebrows are out. Sorry, eyelashes are out. Eyelashes are out. Obviously not getting eyelash extensions, but just eyelashes in general are out. Don't get eyelashes. Trim those bad boys off because that's the only way to be straight. And that for me just means, I don't know. I don't understand it personally. I don't fucking get it. I really wish most men could be more secure in their masculinity. I think that's actually a big way to kind of show how masculine and how much of a man you actually are by how secure you are in your masculinity, not this sort of shit, But unfortunately, this sort of shit seems to be prevalent. And yeah, man, I guess Doechii might have a point. But what I don't like about this Doechii thing is stuff like this. Now, Doechii's trying to get like, protection from these big publications. And now they're starting to say that all of the hate against Doechii is like rooted in misogyny. And it's like, is it though? Or is it because she's just been thrusted, shoved, face fucked into our fucking throats? Is that just what it is? That's what it feels like to me. But maybe this writer for the Rolling Stones feel like that isn't the case. The headline is, the online Doechii hate is unwarranted. Courtesy of the Rolling Stone magazine by the writer called Doechii. Doechii's post-alligator bites never heal ascendance into the rap stardom isn't a new dynamic. But it's been a while since it's been seen a rap star ascending that's not paired with a controversial allegations. A zest for riling the public into a social engagement or the dog whistling into incels. Her appeal is mostly based on her music, savvy creative direction, and considerable charisma. Watching her rise feels like a return of the bygone era of the music industry that Gen Z fans have never seen in pop-up context. Maybe that's why some are so skeptical about her. If the disdain is strictly about not liking the music, that's fine. No one has to enjoy everything. But the loudest online discourse feels more like a projection of misogyny, queerphobia, colorism, and a fundamental misunderstanding of how the industry works. This article is hilarious, bro. Calling me misogynistic, queerphobic, colorist, and also dumb because I don't understand how the industry works for not liking Doechii. Like, because that's the thing, I can't even engage with the music. Me as an outsider, I can't even engage with the music because it's just been thrust down my throat too much. It's just too much. Like, I like her as a personality. I like her ascendance and stardom, how she's gained, how she's got where she's got. But I also have to admit, like, the unfortunate thing about being pushed by the industry is that people meet you where they meet you. So the fans who are not liking her have probably met her at this level. They have no understanding that she used to be a YouTube vlogger. She was a quote-unquote failed rapper at one time. She's got all of this clips and online, and her journey's been documented online. You can see that she's been grafted. This is not like an overnight success thing. But for people that just see her now, it feels like that, and it feels like they can't get away from her. So, it's like an unfair bitch to be in because she's done the work, she's grafted, she's fucking done her 10,000 hours and some, but because they've pressed the button, she's omnipresent. And people don't like that. They don't want to be fucking overly fucking confronted with somebody's presence like that, especially if it's not by choice, which is why the negative reaction is happening, I feel like. But, maybe we're misogynistic, maybe we're queerphobic, maybe we're colorist, because we don't like Doechii. It's fucking weird. She's often faced commentators calling her an industry plant. An attack that popped up again this weekend when a clip from a recent We Feast episode went viral. In the video, Doechii tells DJ Miss Milan that dating a red flag for her is straight men. When outraged, the men that idolize rappers who reluctantly call women everything but a child of God, she was accused of being part of an anti-male agenda. Some summarize that since they didn't know why she's becoming such a star, anti-heterosexual male establishment must be a trade-off. That she was derogatively called a bell hooks baby by the pseudo-intellectual seemingly harboring all the classified documents about popular media being an anti-straight men psyop. Somehow, few, if any of them, acknowledge the rise of the incel culture and the publicly available stats of gender violence that would justify an openly queer woman being cautious of a straight man. Fuck off! When most likely you're meant to, like, I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that. Let's just not even go into it. The outrage, insults, and lack of accountability of comments garnered proved her point. Only those blind to the reality of patriarchy as a violent agenda could consider the critique pushback of its agenda of its own. This was just the latest social media firestorm surrounding Doechii, who has faced a new demeaning talking point with every industry accomplishment. She was accused of making a slave and Harriet Tubman music in a viral quote post of her Stephen Colbert music. Which I think is funny. It's just funny though. To say that her music is like Denim Tears, Harriet Tubman music is just funny. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. But yeah, Harriet Tubman music in a viral X quote post for a Stephen Colbert performance. Azalea Banks called her an ugly version of her. Jesus Christ. That's weird because Azalea Banks is, I think Doechii's way cuter than Azalea Banks. Not that it matters. But it's funny that Azalea Banks looks at Doechii and thinks she's uglier than her. I think that's hilarious, to be fair. It does go to show, like, you know, the delusion is massively strong when it comes to, you know. And those who don't insult her are making their ire for the industry her fault. Major label fixation with virality as the main arbiter for investment has created an environment where we view artists as a viral trend instead of human beings. The luster for Not Like Us fades when we see Kamala Harris using it as a campaign rally. That's why the same fans, seeing a surging star trend one too many times and call foul. Save for the circle of old music god superstars, the industry relies on as a conveyor belt in the viral acts who often don't have the talent for the long haul. When the novelty fades, so does the artist. That's why we get so unsettled when we see a new artist who doesn't seem poised for the fall off. No, we just get, it doesn't matter if you're talented or not talented. It just is annoying when you get pushed. It just is what it is. Cardi B went through the same thing too. It just is what it is. Megan Thee Stallion went through the same thing. Her problem was more so the personality and obviously when the shooting thing. I think that really hurt her more. And obviously the lack of quality in music. But I think that's what happens. That's one of the unfortunate things of having the industry behind you, is that you just get pushed too hard and people tend to kind of get turned off by it. I think that's perfectly okay. And it has nothing to do with her looks or people being colorist or shit. It just has to do with people not wanting to be fucking bothered. That's not Doechii's problem though. Her 11-year journey is still online to observe on her personal YouTube account, including a chronicling of the moment she was fired from an unsatisfying job and decided to pursue her music full time. She told Rolling Stone in 2023 that she got to start putting on an all-women rap show called The Coven Showcase in her native Tampa. She uploaded Coven Music's Volume 1 in 2019, All the Places You'll Go in 2022, refining her sound over time. In 2023, she said her next project will be a conceptual album that's ready for the summer. It seems like she went to a drawing board with Alligators Bites Never Heal. She also sought to better herself as a person, going sober, reading books like The Artist's Way. The only moment that exists is literally right now. I realize, okay, this is the moment. If it's not now, it's not gonna exist. Do I really want to be scared right now? No, bitch. I want to make a great song. I want to have fun. But instead of being inspired by her focus on self-improvement, engendered the stardom that she thought. Her detractors sought to pick her reasons for success was invalid. Perhaps they should ask themselves if their needless skepticism is a fair reward for overcoming fear. It's just not that deep, bro. She's just getting pushed too much. That's all it is. Doechii's bunch has been made for the bell of Paris Fashion Week, where she made her runway debut for D Squared and seemingly show up the plane. Recently took on stage with Lauryn Hill. those upset. Industry plant is a buzzword that's never had a universal aged opinion. It may be fit for an artist who popped up out of nowhere, while neglecting to be a mention of a powerfully member of a music industry, but it doesn't fit the profile of Doechii, a 10-year veteran who delivered a polished and adventurous project that paired with the music video and creative direction. She's a true definition of the overnight star, being a decade in the making, and she worked as hard to warrant the marketing that she's received. But that's the point, though. Isn't an industry plant still... Industry plant doesn't mean you didn't make music ever. It could still mean, like, industry plant could still mean you were a 10-year veteran, but then somebody decided to push a button and say, yeah, you're the one, or picked you and thrust you forward. That is still a version of an industry plant. Obviously, the conventional industry plant is a person that comes out of complete obscurity, right? Maybe doesn't even write their own music. That's different. But I think people, when they use the term industry plant, it's a descriptor to basically talk about somebody that's been pushed too heavy by the music industry at large. And obviously, her face fits and stuff in the moment. People who are trying to probably be pro-black, using her as a fucking moment, whatever. Who gives a fuck if you're an artist? Because at least your music is getting out there. But people's fatigue and irritation at seeing her push down their throats is justifiable, and it's not based in misogyny at all, in my personal opinion. But I could be wrong. At the same time, rap fans bemoaned the death of rap stardom. There is a dismay that Doechii is becoming a rap star. Yeah, because it doesn't feel organic, which it should do, but it doesn't because of the push. It's befuddling dynamic. Some may legitimately feel like her playful, animated delivery isn't for them, but the armchair A&R ring has reached a phase of outsmarting itself, where we're mad at her because of her label invested in her, and she met the moment. Most disappointingly, though, some of the pushback feels rooted in her being dark-skinned, queer black woman. Oh, fuck off, man. In this anti-black country, that's unfortunately 3 strikes against an artist. Bro, how can a country be anti-black if she's making it? If she's in Paris Fashion Week and Milan Fashion Week, and she's on stage with Lauryn Hill, how can a country be anti-black? How does that even make any sense? How? How is that even possible? How can you cry racism when you're popping? When you're the main person out here in the moment? You're getting all the limelight, all the attention. How could you even cry racism? How does that even make sense? Honestly, some of these critiques on these articles and stuff, it's just asinine. It's just fucking nonsense. It's just drivel. Using all these buzzwords to sound intellectual, to sound smart and shit, but you're just talking shit. At the end of the day, she's just getting pushed too much. But it won't matter in the end, because I say her talent will outlast it anyway, because she's clearly talented. So in the end, the music will last and she'll be fine. And she doesn't talk too much. She doesn't get on, what I like about her, she doesn't get on fucking internet or social and try and clap back, because I think that usually sometimes can extend the discourse. She let it run. I think the next day she was on stage with Lauryn Hill, basically getting crowned as the next one. Fucking amazing moment. So she'll be fine. But let's not act like she is getting pushed a little bit too much. And let's not also act like what she said wasn't a bit nuts about straight men are a red flag. Like, what? Aren't you into straight dudes? If you look like, how does that even make any sense? You know? But I get what she was trying to say. She wants a straight guy that has like maybe a queer complex, an open-minded fucking worldview. But say that. Don't just say straight men overall are a fucking red flag, because you literally, you know, you're partly made by a straight man. Like, what? It's nonsense, bro. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't like it. But like I said, I think her talent will outlast it. I think she's smart and savvy enough, being 10 years in, grinding. She's going to figure it out. I just hope she doesn't get into more public spats, because I feel like if people start to like, cause I feel like she's got a good personality. I think that's what helps her. She's not unlikable. I think if she comes out and starts saying stuff and it becomes like, oh my God, we don't like her, it's going to be over from before it starts. But I was really warmed. I was really fucking encouraged. I saw that video of her in fucking Paris Fashion Week being mobbed by fans, which was fucking great to see. Yes, some people could argue because she's American, and when Americans come to Europe, like even if Lil Pump came to Europe and said, let's meet upside, people are going to go there, right? Because it's a novelty and we don't really see these guys too much. But I still think it was a good look overall, because it shows she's got fans. She's been 10 years in the game grinding with a real fan base. So it won't matter if she loses some of the fucking major buzz, and it kind of dies off, people, you know, turn around and say they're kind of over her. She'll be okay. So hopefully she keeps it together. Hopefully she keeps her head down, keeps putting out music. Don't respond to all the fucking negative comments out there. But I feel like some of these articles are really disingenuous, because they don't really speak to the fatigue that people get when people are pushed down their throats. And I think that's important. It's a very important balance between like you even see a lot with artists, musicians. Like Playboy Carti is a good example. Like aura is important for an artist. Like too much of it and you could turn people off. Too little of it and people are like, oh, you're always around, you're too accessible. We don't give a shit about your music. I think look at DDG. That might be an issue. DDG, when it comes to like the streaming, great. When it comes to the music, people think he's shit. But maybe because of the streaming, maybe because you're too accessible, you're too online. That fake Mink kid, he came on the fucking Playboy Max stream, and he was like doing all this like, you know, weird shit, not really talking, acting a little bit like he's on the spectrum. But it helped with his aura. It helped with people thinking, oh shit, this kid's a little bit of a star. Things going on there. He just disappeared without saying too many words. That all helps. So I think maybe, you know, if she can play that game, it might help her in the long term. Fingers crossed, because I don't want to see her lose off the back of like a 10-year grind, and then you get given a moment and then you lose because the industry just pushing you way too hard because they want to be seen as being like, you know, down for black people and shit because they want to push you. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully, fingers crossed that doesn't happen.